Part 1. The Gathering Storm. The realm of Athaloria was a tapestry woven from the threads of time, laced with the whispers of gods and the echoes of magic. From the soaring peaks of the Elune Mountains to the lush depths of the Eldergrove forest, ancient powers simmered beneath the surface, waiting for their time to rise again. Yet, at the heart of Athaloria lay the once glorious city of Zephyria, now a shadow of its former self, shrouded in the curse of its shattered empire. In this world, the light of fading stars guided those bold enough to seek the legendary Shards of Zephyria, relics of unimaginable power forged in the dawn of the world. It was said that these shards held the key to reshaping the fate of Athaloria, and thus the land was rife with those who would dare harness them. The noble, the desperate, the ambitious, and the damned. Among these seekers was Liora Windrider, a young woman with fiery auburn hair and eyes the color of storm-tossed seas. Raised in the secluded village of Raventhorn, Liora was a child of prophecy, marked by the birthright of an ancient bloodline. Her fate had long been intertwined with the shards, and as the winds of change swept through Athaloria, she could no longer deny the call of destiny. It was on a night when the heavens danced with auroras that Liora's journey began. The village elder, a wizened crone named Elandra, had summoned her to the sacred glade under the silver moonlight. Child, Elandra's voice trembled with both reverence and urgency. The time has come to reclaim what was lost. You must find the Shards of Zephyria and restore balance to the world. The shadows grow longer, and darkness stirs in both heart and land. Liora's heart pounded. She had heard tales of the relics, whispered by firelight, yet the weight of such a quest seemed beyond her grasp. Still, the glade filled with an otherworldly luminescence, as if the very roots of the earth sang her name in harmony. "I will do what I must," Liora pledged, her voice steady despite the turmoil within. With a nod, Elandra handed her a small, intricately carved amulet. "Guide you. But beware, for you are not the only one who seeks the shards." As dawn's light crept across the land, Liora set forth with a small band of companions. Kale, a brooding warrior with a shadowed past. Elowin, a spirited half-elven mage whose laughter belied her formidable power. And Bran, a clever thief with a heart of gold, always 2 steps ahead of trouble. Together, they traversed the wilds of Athaloria, forging bonds and crossing blades with the myriad dangers that lurked in the untamed corners of the realm. Liora marveled at the beauty and peril of the land, feeling the pulse of its magic flowing beneath her skin. She began to understand the ancient songs that coursed through the winds and riverbeds, and with each step, her resolve grew stronger. Their journey led them to the forgotten ruins of Eldrin Keep, a place steeped in legend and mystery. Here, they sought the first shard rumored to lie within the keep's heart, guarded by the spirits of the fallen. As twilight descended, the companions maneuvered through the labyrinthine halls, their torches casting flickering shadows that danced like wraiths. The air was thick with the scent of age and secrets, each echo a reminder of the lives that had once thrived here. Suddenly, the silence shattered as spectral figures emerged from the walls, ethereal guardians clad in the ghostly semblance of ancient warriors. They wielded blades forged from mist and memory, their eyes aglow with a fierce, unyielding light. Intruders, The lead spirit's voice resonated, a chorus of tones both beautiful and terrible. Turn back, or join the ranks of the forgotten. Kale stepped forward, his greatsword gleaming in the torchlight. We mean no harm. We seek the shard to save this world. The spirit hesitated, studying them with eyes devoid of flesh, yet full of unspoken sorrow. The path you tread is fraught with peril. Prove your worth, and perhaps we shall grant passage. With a nod, Liora stepped beside Kale, her amulet glowing softly against her chest. She reached deep within, calling upon the power that lay dormant. Her voice, clear as a mountain spring, rose in a haunting melody, a song of hope and renewal. As her words filled the air, the spirits faltered, their forms wavering. An age-old pain seemed to lift, if only for a moment. And the lead spirit bowed his head. Very well, he murmured, the edges of his form blurring like smoke. May the light guide you. With their silent blessing, the companions pressed onward, descending into the heart of Eldrin Keep. The deeper they journeyed, the colder the air grew, until they stood before a cavernous chamber, its walls shimmering with veins of crystal. At its center lay the shard, a fragment of pure starlight, encased in translucent stone, pulsating with the heartbeat of the world. As Liora reached for it, a surge of energy resonated through her, and visions flashed before her eyes, of battles fought, kingdoms fallen, and the fragile balance of life and death. Yet the moment was cut short as the ground trembled beneath their feet. A chamber shuddered, and from the shadows emerged a monstrous form, a behemoth of rock and fury, bound to protect the shard by magic older than memory. "Stand back," Elowen cried, her hands ablaze with azure fire as she unleashed a torrent of energy upon the beast. The creature roared, its bellow like a landslide, and charged. Kale and Liora sprang into action, blades flashing like lightning, as Bran darted to the creature's flank, seeking its weak point. The battle raged, a symphony of power and desperation. Sparks flew, and the air crackled with the clash of magic and steel. Each strike reverberated through the chamber, as if the very stones sang of their struggle. Finally, as the dust settled and silence returned, the beast crumbled to dust, vanquished by the strength of their unity. Liora grasped the shard, her heart swelling with triumph, yet tempered by the knowledge of what lay ahead. For the first shard was but a step upon a path fraught with peril, a path that would lead them into the heart of the cursed lands, through the very eye of the storm that loomed upon Athaloria's horizon. With allies and enemies alike poised to make their move, Liora knew their quest had only just begun, and the true challenges yet awaited. Part 2. Shadows of the Past. The winds of Athaloria whispered secrets of forgotten ages, as Liora and her companions emerged from the ruins of Eldrin Keep, the first shard clutched tightly in her hand. A new dawn painted the sky with hues of crimson and gold, yet the shadows of the world seemed to lengthen, drawn to the power now at their side. Their victory was but a fleeting reprieve, and already the journey called them onward to the cursed lands of Valamire, where the second shard lay hidden beneath the ruinous remains of a city once consumed by its own ambition. As they traversed the vast expanse of the twilight plains, the air grew thick with an unnatural chill, and a sense of foreboding settled over them like an unwelcome shroud. The land here was stark and desolate, a realm caught between life and death, where even the sun's warmth struggled to reach. It was here they found themselves pursued by the relentless agents of the Shadow Consortium, a clandestine faction whose purpose was known only to the whispers of the night. With darkness in their hearts and subterfuge in their veins, they sought the shards for their own inscrutable ends. The companion's path was fraught with danger, and one night, as they camped beneath the gnarled branches of an ancient oak, the shadows themselves seemed to come alive. Silhouettes flitted at the edge of their vision, and the crackle of twigs underfoot betrayed the approach of unseen foes. "Be ready," Kale murmured, his voice a low rumble as he drew his blade. The others followed suit, forming a tight circle, with eyes trained on the encroaching night. Suddenly, the stillness shattered, as figures clad in darkened armor lunged from the gloom, their movements swift and silent as the falling rain. The first clash of steel rang out, a brutal symphony of survival. Eowyn conjured a shield of shimmering light, deflecting a rain of arrows that sought to pierce their defenses. Her magic sang through the air, each spell a testament to her resolve. Bran vanished into the shadows, his presence a whisper on the wind as he sought to turn their enemy's advantage against them. He moved like smoke, disabling one assailant with a deft flick of his dagger, before melting into the darkness once more. Liora stood at the center, the shard glowing within her grasp, lending strength to her allies. Her voice rose in a battle cry, a song of defiance that echoed through the night and bolstered their spirits. Yet the agents of the Shadow Consortium were skilled and determined, pressing the attack with relentless precision. Kale fought with the fury of a tempest, his blade a blur of silver in the moonlight. But even he felt the weight of their numbers bearing down like a storm. As the fray reached its fevered pitch, a figure emerged from the shadows, his presence commanding and terrible. Cloaked in robes of midnight and bearing a staff of ebon wood, he wore the sigil of the consortium upon his chest. "Enough!" his voice thundered, halting the battle with its sheer force. The remaining attackers hesitated, eyes flickering to their leader, who bore an aura of dark authority. The companions held their ground, wary yet resolute. Liora met the newcomer's gaze, and in his eyes she saw the glint of a fierce intelligence, tempered by secrets as deep as the abyss. "I am Malakar," he announced, his tone both regal and forbidding. "You have proven yourselves formidable, but know this, the shards are not yours to claim. We will have them, one way or another." "And who are you to decide the fate of the world?" Liora retorted, her voice steady, despite the tension crackling in the air. Malakar's lips curled into a smile, cold as the grave. "We are those who watch from the shadows, who understand the truths that others choose to ignore. The shards belong in the hands of those who can wield them wisely." "And you think yourselves wise?" Bran scoffed, emerging from the shadows to join his companions. "There are forces at play far beyond your comprehension," Malakar replied, his gaze shifting to the shard in Leora's hand. "The very balance of Athaloria hangs in the balance. Will you throw it to the whims of destiny, or seize control of your fate?" For a moment, a heavy silence hung between them, the weight of his words lingering like the echo of a distant storm. But Liora stood firm, her resolve unbroken. "We seek to restore the balance, not command it," she stated. "If you wish to claim the shards, you must go through us." "So be it," Malakar sighed, his tone both disappointed and resigned. With a wave of his hand, the shadows receded, taking the remnants of his force with him. Yet his parting words lingered in their wake, a promise and a threat entwined. "This is far from over. with the dawn came a new resolve, for though the shadows had retreated, their presence was ever felt. A reminder of the peril that lay behind and the trials yet to come. As they journeyed deeper into Valamire, the landscape transformed into a desolate labyrinth of crumbling stone and twisted trees, where the very air seemed to hum with the lament of lost souls. Here the second shard awaited, buried within the ruins of the city of Leora's dreams and whispers. The remnants of Valamire lay shrouded in a perpetual twilight, its grandeur lost to the ravages of time. They navigated its winding streets and towering arches, each step echoing the heartbeats of a civilization long gone. Yet it was here, amid the broken cobblestones and the vestiges of a forgotten age, that Liora was drawn to an ancient temple, its facade carved with runes that glowed faintly in the gathering dusk. The companions hesitated at the threshold, sensing the weight of history pressing down upon them. But Liora moved forward, compelled by an unseen force, her heart thrumming in harmony with the shard's call. Inside the temple, the air was heavy with dust and silence, and the shadows deepened into pools of impenetrable darkness. Prowling through the gloom, they came upon a grand chamber, the walls adorned with murals depicting the city's rise and fall. At its center lay an altar, upon which rested the second shard, its light a gentle beacon in the encroaching night. As Liora reached for it, the ground trembled, and a low growl echoed through the chamber. From the depths of the shadows emerged a guardian, a beast of stone and spirit, its eyes burning with an inhuman fire. It was a creature bound to the shard, its existence a testament to the city's tragic past. Once more, the companions readied themselves for battle, their resolve tested anew. The guardian lunged with a speed belying its massive form, its claws rending the air. Bran dodged its attack with a nimble grace, his daggers glancing off its stone hide, while Elowin unleashed a torrent of arcane fire, the chamber illuminated in a flash of brilliance. Kale met the beast's charge head-on, deflecting its blows with sheer strength and skill, his greatsword flashing in a deadly arc. But it was Liora, who, with the shard's power coursing through her veins, sought the truth behind the guardian's fury. Her voice rose in a song of peace, a melody woven from the fragments of stories told by the hearth. The beast paused, its movements faltering, as the song touched something deep within. Liora stepped forward, undaunted by the heat of its breath. "We seek to heal, not destroy. Let us pass, and you will be free." The conflict within the Guardian was palpable, a war waged between duty and the promise of release. Finally, it bowed its head, and the light in its eyes dimmed to a flicker before extinguishing into dust. With the second shard in hand, the companions emerged from the temple, the weight of their journey both a burden and a blessing. For each step brought them closer to their goal, yet the trials they faced revealed the true nature of the world, a world of shadows and light, of dreams and nightmares intertwined. As they stood beneath the vast tapestry of the night sky, the stars bore witness to their vow. They would see this quest to its end through every danger and deceit, for the fate of Athaloria and the hope of rebirth. And as the wind swept across the ruins, carrying with it echoes of the past, they knew that the path ahead would test their very souls, guided by the flickering flame of destiny. Part 3. The Veil of Illusions. Beyond the shattered husks of Valamire, the companions pressed onward, their path taking them through the dense, tangled depths of the Eldergrove forest. Here, Magic wove itself into the very fabric of the air, an ancient enchantment that both concealed and revealed the secrets of nature. Sunlight dappled through the emerald canopy, casting shifting patterns upon the forest floor, where shadows danced to a tune only they could hear. It was in this verdant labyrinth that the companions encountered a new ally, one whose presence was as enigmatic as the forest itself. As they traversed a glade of whispering willows, the leaves rustled with a voice not their own, and a figure stepped forth from the shimmering mist. She was a sylph-like being, her skin the shade of new leaves, and her hair a cascade of silver dew. Her eyes, deep as the forest pools, watched them with curiosity tinged with caution. "I am Solara," she introduced herself, her voice a melody that seemed to harmonize with the wind. "Guardian of the Eldergrove and keeper of its mysteries, you tread upon sacred ground, seekers of shards." Liora stepped forward, sensing both the power and vulnerability within Solara. "We mean no harm, only to pass through and continue our quest. The shards are needed to restore balance to Athaloria." Solara regarded them thoughtfully, the forest seeming to breathe with her contemplation. "The shards are indeed powerful, but they draw dark forces like moths to a flame. The shadows have already encroached upon these woods, seeking to twist their magic." Bran folded his arms, his eyes scanning the surroundings with a practiced wariness. "We've had run-ins with those shadows. They call themselves the Shadow Consortium." Solara nodded, her expression grave. "The consortium's influence has spread wide, their hands reaching into places where light seldom shines. I have felt their presence, and it troubles the spirits of the forest." As if in response, the trees whispered their agreement, their leaves rustling in a chorus of disquiet. The forest was alive with 1,000 voices, weaving a tapestry of sound that spoke of both wonder and woe. "Will you aid us, then?" Kale asked, his gaze meeting Solara's with a mixture of hope and determination. The forest guardian hesitated, her form shimmering like sunlight on water. "I will guide you, but know that the path will not be easy. The forest itself tests those who enter with true hearts." With a nod of understanding, the companions followed Solara deeper into the heart of the Eldergrove, where the air shimmered with the ethereal glow of magic. They traversed winding paths and moss-covered bridges that spanned rivers of light, their senses attuned to the mysteries surrounding them. In time, they reached a clearing where ancient obelisks rose from the earth, their surfaces etched with runes of starlight. It was a place of power, where the veil between realms was thin, and the forest revealed its secrets to those who dared to look. Yet as they approached, the air grew thick with enchantment, the ground shifting beneath their feet, as if moved by unseen hands. Shadows swirled around them, coalescing into forms both fantastical and fearsome. From the darkness stepped an apparition, a knight clad in spectral armor, his visage obscured by a helm of shadows. His presence radiated authority, a figure caught between the realms of life and death. "Who dares disturb the sanctity of this place?" the knight intoned, his voice echoing with the thunderous might of ages past. Liora held her ground, her heart a steady rhythm against the pull of fear. "We seek the shards, to heal the world and banish the shadows that threaten to consume it." The knight regarded her with an inscrutable gaze, the air around him shimmering with memories of bygone glory. "Many have sought the shards, yet few understand the price they exact. Will you rise to the challenge or fall to the illusions that guard them?" With those words, the forest transformed around them, revealing a landscape of dreams and nightmares, woven into a tapestry of ever-shifting scenes. The companions found themselves separated, each ensnared in their own trial, the forest testing their hearts and minds. Liora walked through a realm of twilight, where whispers echoed from the shadows, offering promises of power and visions of ruin. She saw herself standing atop a throne of stars, ruling a world reshaped by her hand. But she also witnessed the cost. Friends and allies lost to the void, their faces fading into the mists of time. Yet she pressed on, guided by the light of the shard, refusing to be swayed by the illusions that sought to ensnare her. Her heart anchored her to the truth, a beacon in the storm of deception. Meanwhile, Kale faced his own demons, memories of battles fought and lost, of comrades fallen in a futile quest for glory. The specters of his past rose to taunt him, their voices a chorus of despair. But he met them with steadfast resolve, his blade a testament to his unwavering spirit. Bran, too, found himself tested, lost in a labyrinth of mirrors that reflected every choice he'd ever made. The life of a thief, the friendships forged, the betrayals narrowly averted. It was a world where every shadow hid a lie, and every light revealed a truth. Yet through his cunning and wit, he navigated the maze, his heart unchanged by the reflections that sought to deceive. Elwyn danced through a storm of magic, where wild energies crackled and surged, tempting her to unleash her full power without restraint. But she knew the cost of such freedom, and with careful precision, she wove a tapestry of control, her magic an extension of her will. One by one, they emerged from their trials, marked by the wisdom gained and the scars left behind. The illusions shattered like glass, the pieces falling away to reveal the clearing, and the guardian knight standing before them, his form now translucent and fading. "You have proven yourselves true," the knight spoke, his voice now soft, like a breeze through leaves. "May the forest's blessing guide you on your journey." As the specter vanished into the ether, Solara stepped forward, her presence a balm to their weary souls. "The forest has found you worthy, and thus I shall aid you. In the depths of the Eldergrove lies a hidden path that will lead you to the Shard's next resting place." With renewed purpose, they followed Solara's guidance through the ancient woods, their path illuminated by the soft glow of luminescent flora that lined their way. The forest was alive with a newfound harmony, the shadows retreating before the light of their resolve. At last, they reached a grove where the trees parted to reveal a crystalline waterfall, its cascade shimmering with a kaleidoscope of colors. Here, in the heart of the Eldergrove, the path to their next destination lay hidden beneath the mirrored surface of the pool. As they prepared to continue their quest, Liora turned to Solara, gratitude shining in her eyes. "We will not forget your help. Perhaps one day we shall return to repay the favor." Solara smiled, a gesture as gentle as the wind through the trees. "The forest remembers all who tread its paths with reverence. Go now, with the blessings of the Eldergrove upon you." And so, with hearts bolstered by triumph over illusion, they descended into the depths, ready to face whatever trials the world had yet to unveil. For in their very souls burned the unyielding fire of destiny, and the promise of a world reborn from the ashes of the past. Part 4. The Forge of Fates. With the Eldergrove's luminescent glow receding behind them, Liora and her companions traversed the hidden path that wound beneath the roots of ancient trees. This subterranean passage was a conduit of pure magic, the air thick with the resonance of forgotten spells. They emerged into a land sculpted by the hands of titans, where towering columns of stone soared into a sky painted in eternal twilight. This was the realm of the hallowed canyons, a place where the very bones of the earth whispered secrets of creation. Their quest now led them toward the fabled Forge of Fates, a place woven into the legends of Athaloria as the crucible where destinies were shaped and tempered. It was said that here, the third shard awaited, its brilliance hidden within the heart of the forge, a shard that could bind together the fragments of the world or shatter them utterly. The companions pressed on, their path taking them across narrow ledges and dizzying chasms where the wind sang of lost empires and forgotten heroes. As they journeyed deeper into the canyons, they encountered the denizens of this ancient land, the stone wardens, beings carved from living rock, their eyes glowing with the light of molten gold. The stone wardens were the guardians of the forge, bound to protect its secrets from those who would misuse its power. They moved with a grace that belied their massive forms, their voices resonant with the harmony of mountains. One stone warden stepped forward, his form broad and steadfast, the sigils etched upon his surface, pulsing with a silent rhythm. Travelers from afar, you seek the forge, yet know this: the heart of the earth is not to be kindled lightly. Why do you tread upon our sacred ground? Liora met the stone warden's gaze, her heart as unyielding as the rock beneath their feet. The shards must be found to restore balance to Athaloria. We come not to claim dominion, but to mend what is broken. The stone warden considered her words, the silence stretching like the shadow of a setting sun. The forge is a place of creation, and within it the shard rests. Yet to reach it, you must pass through the trials of earth and flame, proving yourselves worthy of its power. With a wave of his massive hand, the stone warden revealed an entrance to a cavern, its maw aglow with the light of 1,000 embers. The companions steeled themselves, knowing the challenges that awaited would test their strength and resolve in ways they had never imagined. Within the cavern lay a labyrinth of tunnels carved into the heart of the mountains, where rivers of molten rock flowed like veins of fire. The heat was intense, radiating with the fury of a world in creation, and the air shimmered with the promise of both destruction and rebirth. The companions moved cautiously, their steps guided by the faint luminescence of their shard. Each passage they entered seemed to twist and coil like a living thing, the walls echoing with the distant rumble of the forge's heartbeat. It was here that their unity was tested. As the trials began to unfold, the very ground shifted beneath them, each step threatening to plunge them into the fiery depths. Shadows danced along the walls, taking on forms of beasts and titans, challenging their courage and resolve. Elowin called upon her magic, weaving shields of cooling air to ward off the searing heat, her spells a testament to the strength that lay in subtlety and precision. Her laughter, though tempered by the strain, was an anchor in the storm, buoying their spirits. Kale took the lead, his eyes scanning for the treacherous shifts in the terrain, his warrior instincts honed in the crucible of conflict. His presence was a bulwark against the uncertainty, his silence a testament to his focus. Bran moved with agility and cunning, finding paths where none seemed to exist, his steps a dance of shadows and light. His keen eyes caught the subtleties of the labyrinth, revealing hidden passages and forgotten routes. Liora, with the shard's light guiding her, felt the pulse of the forge in her very bones. It whispered of choices and consequences, of a world on the brink of change. Her heart beat in rhythm with its song, a harmony of possibility and fate. Finally, the companions emerged into a vast chamber, where the forge roared in a symphony of flame and fury. It was a place of awe, where the elements of earth and fire danced in a timeless waltz, casting a kaleidoscope of colors upon the towering walls. At the chamber's heart lay the shard, nestled within a crucible of obsidian, its light a beacon in the tumult. Yet as they stepped forward, the forge reacted, a column of flame rising with a roar that shook the very foundations of the world. From the heart of the fire emerged a figure wrought from the essence of the forge itself, a being of pure flame and shadow, its form shifting and reshaping with every flicker. Its eyes, twin stars of molten gold, locked onto the companions with a gaze both ancient and fierce. "I am the keeper of fates," it intoned, its voice a conflagration of power and purpose. "To claim the shard, you must prove your worth, for the forge tests all who seek to wield its power." The companions braced themselves, ready to face the trial set before them. The air crackled with energy, and the challenge was clear. They must stand together against the might of the forge's guardian. The keeper moved with the grace of a wildfire, its attacks a tempest of heat and light. Elowin countered with arcs of ice and shadow, each spell a counterpoint to the forge's primal fury. Kale met the guardian's onslaught with a shield forged in the fires of battle, each strike deflected with unwavering resolve. His blades sang a song of steel and strength, a weapon of legend in his hands. Bran danced through the chaos, his movements a blur as he sought the guardian's weakness, his blades finding purchase in the ever-shifting form of flame. But it was Liora who stepped forward, reaching out with the shard's power, her voice rising in a song of unity and destiny. The light of the shard intermingled with the fire of the forge, creating a bridge between worlds, a harmony of creation and will. The guardian faltered, its form wavering as the song reached its crescendo. In that moment, the companions seized the opportunity, their combined strength overcoming the fury of the forge. The chamber fell silent, the forge's roar diminished to a gentle hum, as the Keeper of Fates bowed its head in acknowledgement. "You have passed the trial, proving yourselves worthy of the shard and the power it holds. Go forth with the blessing of the forge, and may your choices shape the world anew." As the guardian faded into embers and light, Liora stepped forward, her heart filled with both awe and responsibility. She took the shard from its cradle, feeling its warmth merge with her own, the promise of change resonating in her soul. Together they emerged from the forge, the weight of their quest now tempered by the fires of their determination. The path ahead was still fraught with peril, but with each shard, they drew closer to the heart of Athaloria's salvation. A world on the brink of rebirth, held in the balance by the choices of those who dared to dream. Part 5. The Labyrinth of Echoes. Beyond the hallowed canyons, where the earth's tumultuous heart had tested their spirits, the companions found themselves drawn to a land where silence reigned, and the sky wore a cloak of perpetual twilight. It was the whispering expanse, a realm of ancient echoes and forgotten voices, where the very air hummed with the resonance of time unspooled. Their journey led them to the edge of the abyssal labyrinth, a maze carved into the bones of the world, its paths hidden beneath a shroud of mist and shadow. Within its depths lay the next shard, a fragment said to harmonize the disparate threads of fate woven throughout Athaloria. As they stood before the labyrinth's entrance, their hearts filled with both anticipation and trepidation. A figure emerged from the mist, a traveler of indeterminate age, cloaked in garments the color of twilight, his eyes reflecting the depths of starless nights. "I am Thalos, keeper of the labyrinth." He introduced himself, his voice a gentle tide that ebbed and flowed with the rhythm of the world. "You seek the shard, yet the path within is fraught with trials that only those of true heart may navigate." Liora nodded, the light of the shards they carried a beacon in the deepening gloom. "We've faced many trials, Keeper. We do not seek power for its own sake, but to restore the balance that has been lost." Thalos regarded each of them, with eyes that seemed to pierce the veil of mortal understanding. "In the labyrinth, you will face the echoes of your own souls, the choices you have made, and those yet to come. Only by embracing the truth within can you claim the shard." With those words, the mists parted, revealing the winding paths of the labyrinth, corridors of stone and shadow that twisted into infinity. Without hesitation, the companions entered, their resolve firm in the face of uncertainty. The labyrinth was a realm of illusions and reflections, where the boundaries between reality and dream blurred like the edges of a watercolor painting. Each turn revealed new vistas, mirrored worlds that reflected the companions in forms both familiar and strange. Liora found herself walking a path lined with spectral mirrors, each one revealing a different facet of her being. In one, she saw herself as a child, eyes wide with wonder and innocence. In another, she stood as a warrior, the shards gathered in her hands like stars plucked from the night sky. Yet within the reflections lay a deeper truth. Visions of choices yet to come, of paths not yet taken. She saw herself standing at a crossroads, where the fates of those she loved hung in the balance. The weight of responsibility pressed down upon her, a reminder of the stakes they faced. Kale, meanwhile, navigated a hall of echoes, where voices of the past and future intertwined in a cacophony of sound. Here he faced the specters of battles yet unfought, the cries of comrades he had yet to meet. It was a reminder of the warrior's burden, the knowledge that each choice carried the weight of consequence. Elowin danced through a field of light and shadow, her magic weaving a tapestry of possibility around her. She saw the threads of fate, luminous strands that shimmered with potential. Each spell she cast was a brushstroke upon the canvas of reality, a chance to shape the world through will and wonder. For Bran, the labyrinth was a realm of secrets and whispers, where every shadow hid a story untold. He moved with the grace of a predator, uncovering truths buried beneath layers of illusion. Here he faced the thief's dilemma, the balance between taking and giving, the fine line between justice and mercy. As they journeyed deeper into the labyrinth, the companions each faced their own trials, the shadows of doubt and fear seeking to ensnare them. Yet through it all, the light of their purpose guided them, a beacon in the storm of uncertainty. At last, they reached the labyrinth's heart, a chamber bathed in a soft, ethereal glow, where the final shard lay upon an altar of crystal and stone. Its light resonated with the song of the universe, a melody that transcended time and space. Yet as they approached, the shadows coalesced into a form of darkness and despair, a guardian born of the labyrinth itself. It was a creature of pure shadow, its eyes voids that absorbed all light, its presence a manifestation of fear made corporeal. With a voice like the rustle of dying leaves, the guardian spoke. "To claim the shard, you must face the darkness within, the echoes of every doubt and regret. Only by embracing your shadows can you transcend them." The companions stood as one, their resolve unshaken. Liora reached deep within, drawing upon the strength of their unity, her voice rising in a song of hope and defiance. Her melody intertwined with the light of the shard, casting back the shadows in a blaze of radiant truth. Kale added his voice, a rumble of defiance and determination, his blade a beacon of steel and resolve. Elowin's laughter danced through the chamber, a counterpoint of joy and freedom, while Bran's whispers wove a tapestry of cunning and clarity. Together they faced the Guardian, the shadows yielding to the light of their combined strength. As the darkness dissipated, the Guardian bowed its head in acknowledgement, a silent sentinel reborn in the light of understanding. With the final shard in hand, the companions emerged from the labyrinth. The mists of uncertainty now parted. They stood upon the threshold of a new dawn, each bearing the lessons learned and the bonds forged within the labyrinth's depths. As the light of the shards intertwined, a vision unfolded before them, a tapestry of possibility, where the threads of fate wove a new story for Athaloria. In their hands lay the power to shape a future of their own making, a world reborn from the ashes of what once was. And as they stepped forth into the light, they knew that the choices they made would echo through eternity, a testament to the power of unity, courage, and hope. For in their hearts burned the unyielding fire of destiny, a promise of a world on the brink of rebirth. End. Part 6. The Convergence of Stars. The companions emerged from the labyrinth into the embrace of Athaloria's dawn, each carrying the weight and wonder of the shards now united. The air was charged with a palpable energy, and the sky stretched vast and clear above them, a canvas of potential and promise. Yet their journey was far from over. The Shadow Consortium had not relented, and the path to the heart of their quest led them to the fabled Hall of Stars, a place sacred to both gods and mortals. The Hall of Stars was a legendary site, a nexus of celestial power, where the barriers between worlds were thin. It was here that the shards could be reformed into the heart of Athaloria, a relic of balance and unity that could tip the scales in their favor. Yet it was also here that their greatest trials awaited, as the consortium would surely seek to thwart them at every turn. As they journeyed toward the hall, the companions traveled through the plains of illumination, where the grass shimmered with the gleam of morning dew, and the wind carried with it the fragrance of new beginnings. It was a land vibrant with life, untouched by the shadow that threatened the world. Along their path, they encountered a young seeress, her eyes alight with the wisdom of ages. She wore a cloak embroidered with constellations, stardust woven into its very fabric, and her presence was both ethereal and grounding. "I am Seraphine," she greeted them, her voice a lilting song that carried on the breeze. "The stars have guided me to you, for the time of convergence is at hand." Liora stepped forward, feeling the connection between them as if by invisible threads. "We seek the Hall of Stars, to restore what was lost and defend against the coming storm. Will you aid us?" Seraphine nodded, her gaze lingering on the shards that now hummed with the resonance of the cosmos. "The hall awaits, but you must journey through the veil of shadows, where the light of your hearts shall be tested once more." With Seraphine as their guide, the companions ventured into the veil, a land shrouded in twilight, where the sun's rays fought to pierce the thick canopy of ancient trees. Here, the shadows held whispers of the past, echoes of lives lived and lost, waiting to ensnare those unguarded. The air grew thick with the scent of earth and mystery, and as they moved deeper, they felt the weight of unseen eyes watching, the veil alive with the breath of hidden truths. Suddenly, the shadows surged forward, coalescing into forms both familiar and strange, figures from their pasts, reflections of fears yet to be faced. Each companion stood before a shadow self, a mirror of doubts and desires unspoken. Liora faced her own reflection, specter of a girl lost in the vastness of destiny. It taunted her with visions of solitude, the burden of choice a yoke upon her shoulders. Yet through the doubt, she felt the warmth of her companion's presence, their bonds a lifeline in the abyss. With a steady heart, she reached out, embracing the shadow with the light of understanding. "You are a part of me, but not the whole," she whispered, her words dissolving the darkness into light. Kale faced a warrior's shadow, the weight of countless battles etched into its spectral armor. It spoke of futility, the endless cycle of conflict and loss. But Kale met its challenge with the strength of experience, his resolve a bastion against despair. Eowyn danced with her shadow, a creature of whimsy and power unchecked. It sang of potential untapped, a world reshaped by her hand alone. But Eowyn's laughter rang clear, her joy a counterpoint to the shadow's call, for she knew true magic lay in connection and harmony. Bran, too, faced his reflection, a thief's shadow, cloaked in the allure of secrets guarded and truths concealed. It whispered of solitude, the safety of walls built high. Yet Bran, with a smile tinged with mischief, chose the path of openness, the strength found in trust and vulnerability. Together, they emerged from the veil, their hearts unburdened and their resolves steeled. Seraphine's eyes shone with approval, for they had passed the final test of shadow and light. At last, they reached the Hall of Stars, an ethereal structure that seemed more dream than stone. Its walls were woven from the very fabric of the cosmos, constellations shimmering in a dance of eternal motion. Here, the air was alive with the hum of creation, the distant echoes of stars being born and dying. Within the hall's sacred confines, they approached the altar where the shards were to be united. Yet, as they began the ritual, a chill swept through the air, and the shadows of the consortium rose from the ground, led by none other than Malakar. "So you have come to this final convergence," he sneered, his eyes gleaming with ambition and desperation. "The shards are not yours to command." The companions readied themselves, their hearts aflame with defiance and purpose. The hall erupted into chaos, a furious battle of might and magic, light and shadow. Malakar wielded the power of the consortium, his spells dark and insidious, seeking to unravel the unity the companions had forged. But Liora and her allies fought back, their resolve a beacon in the storm of conflict. As the struggle reached its zenith, Liora held the shards aloft, her voice rising above the din. Her song was one of unity, a melody that transcended the boundaries of self and shadow, weaving the threads of fate into a tapestry of hope and rebirth. The shards responded, their light merging into a singular, resplendent heart, the heart of Athaloria, a relic of balance and harmony. Its brilliance banished the shadows, the consortium's power crumbling to dust in its wake. Malakar fell to his knees, the shadows retreating from his form. In that moment of defeat, he saw the truth in Leora's eyes, the understanding that power sought for its own sake would only lead to ruin. With the heart of Athaloria now whole, the companions felt the world shift, the balance restored at last. The hall resonated with the song of the cosmos, a promise of peace and renewal. As they stepped into the light of a new dawn, Seraphine's voice echoed with the grace of the stars. "The world is yours to shape, for you have written your story upon the heavens." And so they walked forward, hand in hand, into a future of their own making, guided by the light of the stars and the fire of destiny, for the heart of Athaloria beat anew with the promise of eternity. End of Part 7, The Dawn of Renewal. The morning sun broke over the horizon, painting the skies with hues of gold and rose, as if Athaloria itself rejoiced in the newfound harmony. The heart of Athaloria now shone brightly, resonating with the unified intent of its bearers, casting its light across the realm and weaving together the fractured threads of magic and fate. The companions stood at the threshold of the Hall of Stars, weight of their journey lifted. Yet the potential for a new era lay ahead like an uncharted map. The shards had been united, but the task of healing a world and guiding it into balance was just beginning. As they descended from the celestial height of the hall, the land responded to the heart's pulse. The earth teemed with vitality, and the air rang with the songs of resurgent life. The companions' path led them back into the heart of Athaloria, where their story first intertwined with destiny. Upon their return to the village of Raventthorn, they were met with a sight both familiar and transformed. The village, once nestled in the embrace of quiet woods, now radiated with the promise of renewal. Trees stood taller, their leaves whispering tales of the world's rebirth, and the air was filled with the laughter of children and the chatter of reunited kin. Elandra, the wise village elder, awaited their return, her eyes alight with a blend of pride and wisdom. She greeted each of them with a warmth that spoke of shared trials and triumphs. "You have succeeded where others dared not tread," Elandra spoke, her voice soft yet resonant with the depth of ages. "The balance you have restored is fragile, yet filled with the promise of prosperity, should you nurture it with care." Liora stepped forward, the heart of Athaloria resting gently in her hands, its light a gentle glow that danced across her features. "This is a beginning, not an end. The heart has shown us the path, but it is up to us to walk it." Kale surveyed the village, seeing in it the reflection of a world reborn. "The battles we fought, the shadows we conquered, they have taught us resilience and the power of unity, lessons we must carry forward." Elowyn gazed at the sky, her magic a shimmer around her fingertips, eager to explore the new horizons that had opened before her. "The world's magic sings a new song, and in it I hear the call to create, to weave new tales from the threads we've gathered." Bran, the ever-optimist, grinned at the bustling scene of the village market, where his keen eyes spotted opportunities for trade and mischief alike. "With shadows dispelled, we find ourselves in a brighter world, one where stories of old meet the dawn of the new." Yet as they celebrated their victory, they knew that the peace they had crafted was not without its challenges. The Shadow Consortium, though defeated, had left echoes of discord that would require vigilance and unity to silence. From the north, rumors spoke of a distant kingdom stirring, where whispers of a claimant to the title of Shadow King sought to gather the scattered remnants of the consortium's power. Liora addressed her companions, her voice firm yet filled with hope. "Our journey together has taught us that unity is our greatest strength. Let us use it to guide Athaloria into a future where peace and prosperity are not mere dreams, but living realities." Their resolve set, the companions set out from Raventthorn, their hearts alight with purpose. They ventured in the broader realm, where their deeds would inspire others to rise. As they traveled, they found allies in unexpected places, communities eager to embrace the change and protect the fragile balance achieved at great cost. In the months that followed, their quest became one of guiding hands and gentle hearts, of diplomacy and shared dreams. They worked to bridge the divides between kingdoms and cultures, forging alliances that drew strength from diversity, crafting a world where harmony was born from understanding. The heart of Athaloria, now a beacon of unity, guided them in their endeavors. Its light, a constant reminder of the shared destiny that bound all beings in the web of life. Under its aegis, Athaloria flourished, a land reborn from the ashes of shadow into a realm of promise and possibility. And in quiet moments, beneath starlit skies or the gentle glow of sunrise, the companions would gather to reminisce, their laughter and camaraderie a testament to their journey. They spoke of battles fought and friendships forged, of a destiny shared and a future they had shaped together. In Leora's heart, as in the hearts of those who journeyed with her, burned the unyielding fire of hope, a promise made to a world awakening anew. In their hands lay the power to write the next chapter of Athaloria's story, a tale of unity and light, woven with the threads of courage, love, and the unbreakable bonds of friendship. Thus, the story of the companions became legend, a saga passed down through generations, a beacon guiding all who would follow in their footsteps. And as the heart of Athaloria shone on, its light illuminated the path for all who dared to dream of a world where balance reigned and stars converged in harmony. Part 8. The Tides of Time. The seasons turned like pages in a book, and the land of Athaloria thrived under the vigilant gaze of its newfound guardians. Verdant fields stretched toward the horizon, kissed by the sun's golden embrace, while the cities hummed with the vibrant pulse of commerce and culture. Yet, amidst the harmony, whispers of a forgotten past began to stir, beckoning the companions toward a new horizon, the enigmatic Isles of Ilarion. Ilarion was a realm shrouded in mystery, a cluster of islands adrift upon the Sea of Seraphel. Within their bounds lay the ruins of an ancient civilization, their secrets locked away by the passage of time. It was said that here, the veil between past and present was thin, and those who sought its wisdom might uncover the truths of antiquity. Drawn by the call of these distant shores, Leora and her companions set sail from the bustling port of Caradorn, their vessel cutting a path through sapphire waves. The sea breeze carried with it the scent of salt and adventure, and the companions felt the stirrings of destiny in their hearts. The journey across the Sea of Seraphil was both serene and treacherous, the waters teeming with life and lore. They encountered leviathans that danced beneath the foam, their sleek forms a testament to the ocean's majesty. Schools of luminescent fish guided their way, weaving patterns of light beneath the surface, while the cries of seabirds echoed overhead like a haunting symphony. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky with hues of amethyst and fire, the companions gathered on the deck, their eyes on the distant silhouette of the Isles of Ilarion. Seraphine, who had joined them on their voyage, stood at the helm, her gaze fixed upon the stars that guided their course. She mused, her voice soft as the evening tide. A realm where time flows in curious eddies, revealing glimpses of what once was and might yet be. Kale leaned against the rail, his gaze thoughtful. And what are we to seek upon these shores? The heart of Athaloria has restored balance, yet it feels as though something more awaits. Elowen, ever curious, turned her eyes toward the horizon. Perhaps the Isles hold answers to questions we have yet to ask. Knowledge is a power all its own. Bran, with his characteristic grin, added, and where there's power, there's bound to be a tale worth telling. As dawn broke, their vessel glided into the harbor of the Isles, where alabaster cliffs rose majestically from the sea, crowned with the verdant tapestry of ancient forests. The air was filled with the scent of blooming flora and the distant murmur of hidden waterfalls. The companions were greeted by the island's denizens, the Lothian, a people whose lives were intertwined with the ebb and flow of time. Their leader, a wise matriarch named Althea, welcomed them with open arms, her presence a serene anchor amidst the swirling currents of fate. "You come seeking the wisdom of Valerian," Althea intoned, her eyes reflecting the depths of ages past. "Many have ventured here in search of answers, yet the Isles reveal their secrets only to those who listen with their hearts." Guided by Althea, the companions traversed the Isles, where the boundaries of time seemed to blur. They walked upon paths lined with stones etched with glyphs of forgotten language, and the whispers of history danced upon the breeze, weaving tales of glory and fall. Their journey led them to the heart of Valerian, where the Temple of Tides stood sentinel against the passage of time. Its walls were adorned with mosaics depicting the cycles of life and death, of rebirth and renewal. Each tile a fragment of the past, woven into the tapestry of the present. Within the temple's sacred halls, they found the oracles of Valerian, ethereal entities who embodied the wisdom of the ages. Their voices were like the gentle susurration of waves upon the shore, each word resonating with the weight of eternity. "You seek knowledge beyond the veil," the oracles spoke in unison, their presence both otherworldly and grounding. "Know that the past is a mirror to the future, and within it lies the key to understanding." As the companions stood before the oracles, they felt the pull of time, the flow of memories, stretching beyond the confines of their mortal lives. Visions unfolded before their eyes, glimpses of ancient cities thriving beneath starry skies, of conflicts fought and resolved, of harmony restored. Liora saw herself as a conduit of the heart, its light bridging the chasm between past and present, guiding future generations toward balance. Kale witnessed the forging of alliances, the bonds of trust and friendship transcending the ages. Elwyn saw magic reborn, its tapestry enriched by the threads of forgotten spells. Bran glimpsed the stories untold, the legends yet to be written, but amidst these revelations lay a shadow, a reminder that even in a world reborn, the balance remained delicate. The echoes of a forgotten threat lingered, a force that sought to unravel the tapestry of time itself, to turn the tides of fate to its own design. "The path is not without peril," the oracles warned, their voices a gentle caution in the tide of revelation. "But in unity, you will find the strength to shape the currents of destiny." With the oracle's wisdom echoing in their hearts, the companions emerged from the temple, the light of understanding illuminating their path. The Isles of Valerian had granted them insight, and with it, the knowledge that their journey was far from over. As they stood upon the shores, gazing across the vast expanse of the sea, Liora felt the pulse of the heart of Athaloria within her grasp. It sang of unity and renewal, of a world on the cusp of transformation. With renewed purpose, they set sail once more, their vessel cutting through the waves, a beacon of hope amidst the tides of time. Together, they would navigate the future, guided by the stars and the bonds forged in the crucible of their quest. For the heart of Athaloria beat with the promise of eternity, a timeless dance of harmony and light. Part 9. The Dreamweaver's Lament. The journey from the Isles of Valerian left an indelible mark on the hearts of the companions, etching new paths into their souls, like the gentle currents carving the shoreline. with the sea behind them and the horizon of Athaloria stretching vast and unexplored, they turned their gaze to the enigmatic lands of the Valewood, where the fabric of reality was woven thin and dreams whispered through the branches, like secrets shared under starlit canopies. The Valewood was an elusive realm, where the boundary between the waking world and the realm of dreams blurred like the edges of dawn. Here the trees stood tall and ancient, their bark etched with sigils that pulsed with a soft luminescence, casting dappled shadows upon the forest floor. It was a place where time flowed like the gentle ripple of a woodland stream, and the air was thick with the scent of mystery. As they ventured deeper into the forest, the companions felt the presence of an unseen guide, a force that tugged at their hearts and beckoned them onward. Their steps were light and reverent, for they knew that the Valewood watched and listened, alive with the stories of both past and future. In time, they reached a clearing where the air shimmered with an iridescent glow, and there, at the heart of the grove, stood a figure who seemed to embody the very essence of the forest. She was tall and willowy, her skin the color of moonlight, and her hair cascaded like silver threads woven by the hands of fate. "I am Elindra, Dreamweaver of the Valewood," she greeted them, her voice a gentle melody that resonated within their minds. "The forest has whispered of your coming, travelers who seek not only to mend the world, but to understand the dreams that shape it." Liora stepped forward, the light of the heart of Athaloria, casting a halo about her form. "We have restored balance, yet the echoes of a threat, unresolved, linger still. We seek guidance to weave a future of harmony and light." Elindra nodded, her eyes deep as the night sky. "The dreams of the world are a tapestry woven from countless strands, each thread a possibility, a choice yet to be made. To understand them is to glimpse the heart of creation itself." Guided by the Dreamweaver, the companions were led to the heart of the Valewood, where an ancient weaver's loom lay beneath the arching boughs of a great oak, its threads shimmering with the glow of memories and dreams. It was here that Elindra revealed the tapestry of dreams, a vast expanse of woven light that told the stories of past, present, and future. As they gazed upon the tapestry, they saw visions unfurl before them, glimpses of futures yet unwritten, paths diverging like the branches of a mighty tree. They saw Athaloria flourishing under the light of unity, its people working hand in hand to nurture the earth and its magic. But they also saw shadows creeping at the edges, a reminder that the balance they had fought to achieve was ever delicate. "The dreams of the world are shaped by those who walk upon its soil," Elindra intoned, her fingers tracing the threads of the tapestry. "To guide the future, you must understand the dreams that dwell within your own hearts." In that moment, each companion was drawn into their own vision, a journey through the realm of dreams that spoke to the core of their being. Liora found herself standing amidst a field of starlit flowers, their petals whispering of choices and consequences. She saw herself as both a healer and a herald, her hands weaving light into the fabric of the world, guiding it toward a future of hope. Kale stood upon a battlefield, his sword raised against the shadows that sought to encroach upon the light. Yet, amidst the conflict, he saw himself not as a warrior solely, but as a bridge between worlds, one who could forge peace through understanding and strength. Elowin danced through a world of vibrant colors and swirling magic, each step a sonnet of creation. She saw herself as a weaver of wonders, her magic a gift to be shared, a means to inspire and connect. Bran moved through a city of intertwining alleys and bustling markets, his path illuminated by the laughter and warmth of those he touched. He saw himself as a storyteller, a keeper of tales who could unite people through the power of words and shared experience. As the visions faded, the companions returned to the grove, the tapestry of dreams now imbued with their hopes and fears. Elendra regarded them with a serene smile, her eyes reflecting the light of understanding. The dreams you have witnessed are the seeds of the future, waiting to be nurtured by your choices, she said, her voice a soothing balm. In unity, you hold the power to weave a world reborn, to shape the currents of fate with love and wisdom. With Elendra's blessing, the companions departed the Valewood, their hearts filled with a renewed purpose and a deeper understanding of the journey they had undertaken. The land beyond beckoned, a canvas awaiting their touch, the dreams of Athaloria, woven into the very fabric of their souls. As they stepped into the light of morning, the heart of Athaloria pulsed with the rhythm of life, a beacon guiding them toward the horizon. Together, they would walk the path of destiny, their story one of hope and renewal, a tale woven into the tapestry of time, a promise to a world awakening from the slumber of shadow.